Bro, I'm low-key faded, bro.
Highway?
Cowboys blood.
What's this guy supposed to be, the ultimate badass?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about Deuce Vaughn, the running back. This is serious, and it is cap mode time. Boom. Hey, Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel, man. It's good to be back, enjoying a little bit of a holiday. It's a Memorial Day, obviously, so it's not something you really celebrate, but you do remember our fallen soldiers, so shout out to them, okay? Today we have a key question, a very important question coming out of the OTAs, right? And that question is, what is going to happen with Deuce Vaughn? Will he make this team? You know what I mean? The Cowboys have changed. The running back room is different. There's no more Ezekiel Elliott. There's no more Rico Dowdle. You know what I mean? They brought in a new crop of free agents, drafted players coming out of college. So where does that leave Deuce Vaughn? We're going to talk about it, so let's break it down. Let's get into it, okay? Let's talk about the positives. This is how Deuce Vaughn may make the team, how he'll make the roster. From the running backs that are on the team, he has a unique skill set. He's well-rounded. You know what I mean? He can return the ball. He can give you special teams flex. He is a little bit smaller player. He flashes on the screen with some speed despite his size. You know what I mean? It does take him a little bit longer to hit those landmarks, though, because he is shorter legs, smaller feet, those sorts of things. But he does have a unique set of skill sets. Speed, agility. He's pretty good in space. Offensive versatility. Last year we saw the Cowboys try him out in the slot as a receiver. You know what I mean? So you here to be a running back with the quarterback, with the Cowboys, you do have to have a pretty wide set of versatility to make this team. And Deuce Vaughn has held on to it for these many seasons because he can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he can run. All right. System versatility, familiarity. Okay, so this is his third year now, and you've seen him improve his blitz pickup, so his pass protection has improved. You know what I mean? So you like to see that, and you do like to see that his college coach is here. So there's the familiarity there. So he has a little bit of a leg up with that. Connor Riley is here now, former Kansas State coach, offensive line guru. All right, he also played with Cooper Beebe. All right, so you have that. He's got that in his back pocket. Okay. And he's a contingency plan for injuries. Injuries do happen, right? So if there's injuries, you have somebody who's very familiar with the playbook by now. Even though we do have Schottenheimer here, they're going to keep the same language. They're going to keep the same pretty much everything. He may add, a little bit of different things into the playbook. For the most part, what you have in Deuce Vaughn. He's a student of the game, so he'll be well prepared. You know what I mean? So you do trust him in that facet. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin. Why won't he make this roster? Okay, so why won't Deuce Vaughn make this roster? I mean, it's kind of I think the Cowboys have shown their cards here. It's a crowded running back room now. They saw what they did last year. He was deactivated most of the season last year. He had a few snaps, garbage time snaps last year, but it's a crowded running back room. They brought in Javonte Williams, a power back. He wants to prove something. They brought in Miles Sanders, Super Bowl winning running back. He has a caliber there. And then they're very excited about their two drafted rookies, Jaydon Blue and Phil Mafah. One is your speed back who can give you some juice. They're looking for some electric plays, someone that can take it to the house, and that's Jaydon Blue. That's your player. Phil Mafah, they'll see what they can get from him. He's more of your bruiser back. He can give you the tough yards, goal line, short yardage type of guys. you know, for Phil Mafah. So it is a crowded room right now. You know, if you're looking at the depth chart, Deuce Vaughn is sitting there at the very bottom of the depth chart. This is just a projected in depth chart, right? But you know, that's kind of where he is. He's at the end of the depth chart, you know. So and then you have the production concerns, right? And Deuce Vaughn just has no production here. How do you justify keeping him on here? You know what I mean? And I think what really irks a lot of fans is, you know, it was a feel-good story when we drafted him, but now it seems like it's something that seems like a little bit of a hindrance, something that's holding back your running back game. You know, why can't you bring in other talent in here? Why? Oh, we drafted him. He's the scout's son and this and that. They should never have done that. Don't do it again, Cowboys. Don't do that crap again. All right? It doesn't look good. You know what I mean? And it does. You know, they brought back Zeke last year. You know what I mean? That was terrible, man. The running back room was terrible last year. Hopefully they have learned from those mistakes. But, you know, the production, you know, he only has 204 yards from scrimmage, you know, in his couple of seasons here. And he only has 5 first downs. So there just isn't any production there. Nothing that really jumps off the page and says, oh, we have to keep this guy. You know what I mean? So that's not a good thing there. And, you know, we did talk about his versatility in special teams, but you think about it, Javonte Turpin has that on lock. You know what I mean? Javonte Turpin, Pro Bowl player, right? In the return game. He has really improved his game here with the Cowboys year after year. I'm excited to see what Javonte Turpin brings this season. But Turpin's the guy there in the return game. If Deuce Vaughn can't find a lane in special teams, it's his chance to make the roster. It's going to be narrowed significantly. Big time challenges for Deuce Vaughn to make the team. Size and durability questions as well. Obviously at 5'5", some people say he's 5'6", but still, whether he's 5'5" or 5'6", very, very small. We call him Mighty Mouse here, right? And he still does struggle in pass protection. He has improved a little bit, but it's not where you're at. It's not what you definitely need for an aging, semi-injury prone Dak Prescott. You got to give him full, almost max protection at this point of his career. The coaches need to trust their running backs, and you know, can you trust Deuce Vaughn to come in here and give you significant snaps to protect Dak Prescott? You know, year 10, 11, wherever he's at now. What's the final verdict? You know, what is the final verdict in your opinion? For me, I think Deuce Vaughn has a shot, but it's a long shot, bro. It really is. It's an uphill battle. He'll need a huge training camp, and moreover, he'll need a huge preseason. You know what I mean? Like I said, training camp has become a glorified hype video. Oh, this guy's turning heads and this and that. But when the lights come on, these guys, they disappear. So take training camp with a, you know, don't hold it in high regard. I don't anymore. I really don't, dude. It's all hype, bro. But you get nothing out of it. You just want to come out of there healthy, bro, honestly. So you can't really get a good analysis of that. It's got to be the preseason where you're going up against the other players. So he's got to get preseason snaps, but he's got to, you know, fight off a lot of these other players that are bigger, stronger, younger, more versatile. Something that the Cowboys are really looking to turn that corner this year, and Deuce Vaughn just doesn't feel those. Let me know in the comments. You know, let me know what you guys think. Does Deuce make it, or is this the end of the line for Deuce? Let me know. Does he make it, or is this the end of the line for Deuce Vaughn? Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Continue to subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you for the next one, guys. Peace.
Yeah, old school, baby.